brand new Dr. Insanity just dropped. Cops have no idea they're inside his murder shed.
That's a shed of murder.
That's a big ass shed.
Jesus Christ, dude. Make sure you like the video.
Please like it.
Like it. We need
and subscribe. We're almost at 300K.
We need all the help we can get. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.
At 300K, we're going to do a nice giveaway for you guys. So please.
I know what it is. I know what the giveaway is. So please, let's get there because he really wants to give it away.
I'm going to just say this off the bat before we start. I don't think you can have a murder shed with like those sheds from Home Depot. Like you're not. What kind of murder are you going to do in that kind of a shed?
I have one of those.
Yeah.
It's not good for murder.
It's not a good murder shed.
It's good to store.
Yeah.
But if you want to commit a murder, it's not. No, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Shout out to Home Depot.
He was in a hurry, and because I guess it was raining, he wanted to get this under cover.
So you weren't here when Dylan came down here?
He's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends.
This is Jim Brenner, a farmer living in the remote Utah desert. Police don't know it yet, but he's showing them the exact building where a missing teenager was murdered just days earlier. 19-year-old Dylan Rounds had left his family to go work on his farm, but after being spotted buying supplies at a local shop, he would vanish without a trace. Strangely, no one in the small, quiet town seemed surprised. Apparently, this was not uncommon.
I told that kid to stay the hell out of Montello.
But that whole town, it's a crazy place.
I can't believe that this is just going on in areas, and we have no idea. There's just these just open land of just psychoticness.
You know what's crazy? The one thing that's crazy about this country, particularly people that live on the East Coast and the West Coast, it's very overcrowded. People are just on top of each other. This is such a huge country, bro. When you go to the middle part of the country, there's so much open space and land. It's overwhelming. See, we think, oh, this is normal, like, oh, Northeast, or you live in the West, or you live out, you live in Cali or whatever. People are on top of each other. That's why there's so much shit going on. But the fact of the matter is, dude, you go to North Dakota, South Dakota. You go to these places, Wyoming.
Yeah.
There's just fucking land, dude. There's just all open land. Like, it's crazy. But in this instance, now on the other side of the coin, that could be a little fucked up too, though.
What?
That you have this open land that nobody's patrolling it. That
no one's patrolling it.
And here's the thing.
You can't monitor this shit.
That's what I'm saying. And the other thing too is people live in these places. They're these maniacs that want to ban like every single gun. Dude, do you understand there are people that live in remote areas that if something happens, they have to defend themselves? They can't pick the phone up, call the police, and the police are there in 30 seconds. It doesn't work that way in large portions of the country.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I'm so glad I got my guns. I'm so all 16 of them.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Some other guy pointed a gun in my freaking face.
As days stretched into weeks, detectives chased a mounting list of suspects. Thieves, violent criminals, drug dealers. Yet from the very beginning, the truth was there, hidden.
No aim? I don't think I need good aim with a shotgun,
dude,
bro.
If you find a shoe with a foot in it, you better get the fuck out of Dodge.
Didn't you find something like that once?
I found the shoe.
You found like a foot, or you found a toe.
We found a part of a foot.
You found a part, yeah, like was it like a heel?
It was the top part of the foot with like but the toes were like missing.
And it wound up not even being like a nefarious. It was just some guy just fell and
it was an accident.
Yeah, like it was like I think it was a homeless guy.
Yeah.
In plain sight by someone nobody suspected.
Dude, this is Netflix level editing, bro.
It's unbelievable.
This is Netflix level.
I would really, I know that this is probably never going to happen in life. I would like to speak to the people who produce these Dr. Insanity just to get an understanding of how they do this. How they get the footage, how the editing. It's wonderful.
Dude,
it's high
that's
level.
a good stream. A chat with the Dr.
Oh,
Insanity.
I have so many questions.
Dude, Matt, set that up.
Matt, how did they they get the authorization? This stuff isn't just, I don't know how they get the authorization. And then I would want to have, and I'll be honest with you, the guy who narrates it, the guy with the voice, I'd like to talk to him too. I'd like to talk to that fucking guy.
I like to imagine it's all just him.
I know, that's a nice.
I like to imagine
like you
that.
think it's one guy who just handles everything.
Yeah,
wow.
I like to imagine that.
It all began on a quiet evening when police received calls from a concerned family member reporting their son, Dylan Rounds, missing from his farm in Utah. They hadn't heard from him in over 2 days, and when they went to his property to check, there was no sign of him anywhere. A deputy was dispatched to Dylan's farm to meet with his family.
How does a 19-year-old have his own farm, his own land, and he's there by himself, and then people don't hear from him? At 19 years old, how does that work?
Because you could buy fucking probably 10 acres for like $400.
But on his way there, he was stopped by a neighbor of Dylan, claiming he might know what happened to him.
He's been hanging out over that bar in Montello, and I could give you some names of some scumbags.
You ever see the guys who want to help? They're usually the fucking killer psycho. You ever see the ones that are like, oh, I can give you some names.
Yeah, they're either the weirdos.
I can give you some names, and I saw some shit.
No, but then what about the good, like, yeah, I don't know.
No, I get a little, well, first of all, we know that this is the fucking maniac killer. We know that already. But my point is, these guys, I love when they go, oh, and I can name some names. These guys are real scumbag. Really, dude? Okay, bro. See, I'm very leery of that. I'm leery. Anybody who wants to get so involved, I'm leery of you. I'm going to be honest.
Over there, but he's been shooting his mouth off about how much money he's making. And there's one guy, Chase Venstra. He's over there, and he can do anything he wants. He's been robbing, stealing, and everything, and the Elko County Sheriff won't do anything about it. And if you talk to his mother, she knows more about it, but he run into Chase on the Tacoma Road the other day, and Chase kind of scared him a little bit.
What's your last name again, Jim?
Brenner, Jim Brenner. Well, I'll let you get down there before they disturb the crime scene.
Okay, thank you.
As the conversation ended, Jim Brenner's strange remark about a crime scene left the deputy curious, since no crime was yet confirmed. It was an unsettling comment that would soon become a disturbing
You see
reality.
what they do? They can't help themselves.
I smell something.
And then there's the smell of death.
For now, though, the deputy took note of this information and continued towards...
Bro, what the fuck kind of facial hair is that?
Dude, it's so, we've watched so many videos, I knew you were going to say that.
Bro.
I knew you were going to,
What?
There's no way you're going to see that guy's chin hair and just let it go.
Bro, what is that? He's got the fucking soul patch, but then underneath it, he's got this weird shit on his chin. What the fuck is that?
That's Lowe's.
I mean, bro, I'm saying with this guy, why not go goatee? If you're not going beard, go goatee. What the fuck's on his chin? It looks like, I mean, is it just me? Or
Dude, who knows what kind of weird shit they're doing in Utah, bro? That's just some weird Utah shit. I'm just chalking it up to weird Utah shit.
Look at the fucking hardware he has behind him, though. Look at that hardware.
Dude, that looks like my gun. This looks like mine.
Yeah, the one with that one does. Like the pump action? Yeah. Okay, hold on.
That could be the exact one.
Hold on. The fact of the matter is, I'm trying to wrap my mind around what that is on his chin. I don't know. All right, go ahead.
Dylan's farm to speak with his family.
No guns in there.
No guns in there?
Like he said, he carries, he has a 40 that he puts in the door right beside.
Did you just pop the back window?
I broke it out.
At first glance, Dylan's
So these are the parents looking for Dylan and they can't find him.
And he lives alone in some fucking trailer?
red Ford truck appeared oddly abandoned, bearing signs of minor damage. But what concerned his father the most was that Dylan's guns had mysteriously vanished from the trailer, a detail that was strange on its own. Wanting to learn more about Dylan, the deputy turned to speak with his mother. She had her own troubling information to share about Dylan's recent run-in with a local criminal.
What does he farm for out here?
Himself.
What does he farm for?
Okay.
Grain or?
Yeah, grain.
Grain?
Yeah.
James stopped me when you guys were around me, was talking to me. He said that you knew something about a run-in he had with a guy named Chase?
Yeah, on Wednesday, but they told me that's normal, so...
I know a lot of the people that he named from Montello are not good people. I only know of them from what people say.
Dylan's mother confirmed her son had in fact encountered Chase Venstra recently, the same person Dylan's neighbor had earlier described as a local thief and criminal. Given what the deputy learned so far, described,
that kid's 19. He looks 11.
Are they using? Is that really a picture of him, or I wonder if that's an AI?
No, I think that's him.
Because the other two are them, but that one looks.
What do you mean? He's a kid. What do you mean?
No, because sometimes they can't show. I mean, maybe. Oh, it's a school picture. Okay, that makes more sense.
Bro, that kid's 19 years old. Seriously, if I said this kid's 12, you'd be like, yeah.
Wow. As a local thief and
he doesn't
criminal.
look 19.
Given what the deputy learned so far, it seemed like Dylan might have unknowingly placed himself in danger. At just 19, he purchased 640 acres of land with his grandfather for an estimated $200,000 to $300,000.
Guys, let me put this into perspective. If you bought 600 acres of land in New Jersey, it would probably cost, what, 700 million?
Yeah.
I'd say over 700 mil. That's fucking insane, dude.
Built a reputation for his ambitious dreams of running a huge farm. But according to his neighbor, Dylan's confidence may have made him a target, as he often frequented rough local bars and talked openly about his financial success. After rehashing some more details with Dylan's parents, the neighbor, Jim Brenner, and his close friend, Donald Paitley, arrived to help. Both men knew Dylan well. Jim was living in a trailer near Dylan's farm and occasionally helped him with chores. And Donald was a longtime friend of the family and a supportive mentor.
Bro, you're rolling around with a beard and you're tying whatever you're making, like these little bows or whatever you have these little ties going on in your chin.
The hair ties?
The hair ties in the chin. I'm telling you right now, I'm slowly backing away from you. With all due respect. I'm slowly backing away. Why am I the only one that's fucking horrified by that?
To Dylan's farming ambitions. But unbeknownst to everyone at the time, both men knew something more about Dylan's disappearance. Something they weren't ready to share yet.
I did get a few. Okay. Last location was 15.4 miles from the Beltline Tower, which puts him on this back road.
So would that hit him walking? Okay, I know my son, and that's the shortest route to his camp.
If he walked,
that road ends right out here.
If he walked, he would have
got the ping on the phone.
Cut across this field.
But that's his closest cell phone, Pete. Not in town, it's out here.
Mm-hmm. Off of that road. The back road into the compound.
Can we go down to where it is?
Yeah.
What time was that? Does it tell you?
Yeah, that was at 14:58.
So right after.
So just before 3 o'clock.
Right after you left. So he must have pulled in right behind you, dropped off the grain truck, and I'm telling you, I bet you he took off walking.
How do you get to that road from? So we don't have to go all the way back to Lucerne.
Steezy! Nobody gives a fuck that your booty hole hurts! Mods, get rid of this guy! Time him out for 3 days!
Jesus Christ, man.
I read the YouTube comments, and dudes, all they do, if they're not talking about the video, they're talking about how stupid people in the chat are. You look how bad you make the whole chat look. You got one dumbass spamming shit, now everyone's like, oh, dude, fuck this chat. Come on, man, I know you guys are better than this, bro. Dude spamming, yo, my booty hole hurts. Sorry.
Over.
No, I guess okay.
Following this lead, they quickly headed to the shed area to investigate. That's when they discovered the first troubling sign of foul play. Dylan's boots were found stained with blood, discarded about 100 yards south of the shed. The deputy immediately secured the boots to send them off for DNA testing and called another deputy to help search the shed and the surrounding property. However, they had no way of knowing that the biggest clue they were looking for was submerged 20 feet deep in a pond nearby.
There's just some boots out there they've only been out there for a day or two. You didn't see anybody else around here?
I left here about 1:30, went over to Don's, and I was there until about 9 o'clock at night. And when I come back, that truck was here. It's just one thing after another. But he's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends. Those two boots out there, they're brand new. Like they're they've only been out there. They're the same color leather as your boots, and they're the same ones he wears. So we're just curious of why his boots would be out there. Same size he wears. They've only been out there probably for a day or two.
He might have threw him out there. Right?
Yeah, maybe he did. Well, does he know that's a dump out there?
Yeah.
He does?
He's got electronics and shit in there. Maybe, because like I say, he was here. He had to have been here. Brought the truck here.
Yeah. Huh, that would make sense.
Based on Jim Brenner's timeline, whatever happened to Dylan likely occurred between 1:30 p.m. and 9 o'clock p.m., the hours when Jim left the shed to visit his friend, Donald Hately. Police quickly verified Brenner's timeline with his friend Donald, who confirms that they had dinner together during that time. With Dylan's exact movements still unclear, deputies requested a helicopter to scout the area from above, looking for any trace of Dylan.
So who owns this right here?
That's the guy that he's a partner with. This is where he dropped the grain truck off.
Where's this grain truck?
It's backed into that silver building there.
So the big one?
Yep.
Do you want to go up higher, Mike, or you
could, please.
Do a nice high orbit. You can look at everything with a camera, and then we'll come back down and see if we see anything with her.
After a full sweep of the surrounding area, no sign of Dylan or any indication of where he might have gone was found. In the following days, the search efforts continued, and Daniel's family alongside local volunteers joined in. But despite their best efforts combing through the area, they too came up empty. Attention soon turned to the local criminal Chase Venstra. Both Dylan's mother and his neighbor Jim mentioned a recent encounter between the two, making Chase one of the last people to see Dylan alive. Additionally, Chase already had a history of violent run-ins with the law, including a 10-hour armed standoff with police in 2016, and was well known in the area for all the wrong reasons. Luckily for police, Chase had an active warrant related to domestic violence. It was their perfect chance to bring him in for questioning. But when officers arrived at the house to arrest him, Chase was nowhere to be found, potentially already on the run from police. Officers quickly began searching the town, asking if anyone had seen Chase recently. Locals directed them to the Montello Cowboy Bar, a place known to be frequented by Chase. Following this lead, officers headed to check the bar, where they would soon learn that Dylan and Chase's encounter may have been more dangerous than anyone realized. But before we get to that, it's worth noting that incidents like these are not only traumatic for those directly involved, but they can often have the same effects on you when you face difficult situations in your own life. I realized I simply wasn't equipped to manage what I was feeling on my own, and that there are professionals whose reason for reveal how Dylan's encounter with Chase may have turned violent.
We're trying to find a kid named Dylan Rounds.
Oh, I know. We got locals out here looking for him, too. Oh, they went out that way because he was out to loose end.
I was hearing Kurt say something about he had a confrontation with that Chase kid.
Yeah, that's who I'm looking for. Where do we find him?
I'm kind of worried about it because if Dylan did walk back from where he left the grain truck and Chase got a hold of him vulnerable, you know what I mean? He's walking back, something bad could have happened because there was a bad injury with a kid just out here that got his face smashed in by the butt of a gun. And the whole camper shell was all bashed in and stuff.
Where do we find Chase? Is he from here? Does he live here?
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't.
He's from around here. This is where he hangs out.
He was staying out here, and he was...
Where was he staying at?
Big thief in town, and so everybody was after him, and they finally told him to get the hell out of town and stay in...
Of course, he came back because he was just seen out here.
The bar owner's recap only further implicated Chase Venstra, suggesting that a violent confrontation between Chase and Dylan was more likely than ever. But something else caught the officer's attention when one of the bar owners briefly mentioned another recent incident involving Chase. Sensing there might be more to this, the officer decided to pull her aside for a private conversation. At this point, police still considered Dylan's case a missing person, but what the bar owner detailed next would soon shift this case to one of potential homicide.
Why was Chase and him having an issue, do you know?
So Kurt told me, and I was overhearing part of the conversation,
Why is this 19-year-old always with like old men? Where are the other 19-year-olds?
I guess because the business that he's in, he's like a farmer. And that's the world that he's involved in with these fucking guys. He's hanging out with felons and grown men and everything else.
So they saw this dude, he bought all this land. This is like drug dealing almost. He kind of went in their territory and this dude took him out because he's like, dude, fuck this. This guy's not about to start selling corn on my land.
I don't think, well, it was grain, but I don't think that the guy, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think that guy Chase, the career criminal, I don't think he's worrying about farming. I think he's like, this kid's got money on him. I'm going to fucking roll him. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what happens.
Saying that Dylan was just driving down the road and Chase stopped him and said, hey, you got some water? He was like, hey, do you know Kurt? Da, da, da. And I guess they got an altercation about that because Chase is like, Kurt's an asshole, da, da, da. And Dylan was like, no, he's not. You know, he's a good guy. I work for, I do work for him, blah, blah, blah. There was an altercation. Then he went on his way. And I believe, if I'm not mistaking the conversation, that was the same day that he drove the grainer over to wherever and then whoever was there couldn't give him a ride back, so he possibly walked. That's all I know about the conversation.
How does the kid getting hit with a butt of a gun, does that figure into this at all?
I think it does. I think there is some, because now we're talking violence. Yeah. So this kid let his property go. He stopped making payments on his property because he's so scared. But he woke up to the butt end of a gun into his face. They smashed his camper.
How old was he?
I don't know, 30s. Has a family, has kids. He's out here, bought land out here, so I'm trying to homestead.
He's not out here anymore. Imagine.
No, he left to be his property go. Was gone.
With this troubling insight, it became clear.
I'm telling you, bro. They're like territorial. Wow. It's like you gotta figure there's some competition with these farmers.
I mean, and you're going out there, you're just buying up land. You're not even from there. All of a sudden, they're gonna try to run you off.
Yeah, and then these guys, the local guys, they run you out of there.
They're trying to run you off.
That's it.
And you're out there trying to homestead, as they say. I'm trying to homestead.
That Chase Venstra was fully capable of extreme violence. If he attacked someone else recently, he easily could have done the same to Dylan. But what no one had realized yet, police were looking in the wrong direction the whole time, while someone far more dangerous and guilty was hiding right under their noses. While the search for Chase continued, Dylan's family reached out to police. They were conducting their own investigation and wanted to share new information they'd uncovered. Information suggesting Chase may not have acted alone.
So this is the family?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me again what you have suspicion to believe right now.
So on 5/25 is when Dylan ran into Chase with the desert and called me right after. He had no shoes on. Dylan wouldn't let him take his phone or give him a ride, but he did allow him to call his dad on speakerphone in Ogden, Utah.
Okay. Dylan allowed Chase.
Dylan allowed Chase to, and then he gave him some coke, and then his dad called Dylan back, and Dylan sent the pin from his phone to where Chase was.
I'm confused, bro. What do you mean he allowed it? Like, isn't Dylan the 19-year-old?
Go back, rewind that. We gotta hear that again.
Is Dylan the 19-year-old?
Yeah.
And is he talking about a Coca-Cola or cocaine? And can I have a pretzel?
Yeah. I think it's Coke, like the drink. I don't think they're out there. I don't think they're out there doing the Coke, the cocaine.
Me right after. He had no shoes on. Dylan wouldn't let him take his phone or give him a ride, but he did allow him to call his dad on speakerphone in Ogden, Utah.
Okay. Dylan allowed Chase.
Dylan allowed Chase to.
Okay. You got it now?
So this guy Chase had nothing, but Dylan's like, okay, you could use my phone.
And then he gave him some coke, and then his dad called Dylan back, and Dylan sent the pin from his phone to where Chase was.
Okay.
So then we fast forward to 5/28, which was Saturday. Dylan was heard from in the morning. He talked to his grandma, and he was going to take the grain truck to the shed to put it in shelter because it was raining.
Okay.
So at this point, we assumed he was walking back across the desert to his camper because he didn't have a ride.
This is in nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that how it was in?
Loose in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So then 5:29, they continued to look for him. 5:30, we all got here to Dylan's last known location on Loose in, filed the police report, got search and rescue out. That's the night we found Dylan boots about 400 yards from where his last known location was, tossed out behind a dirt pile, just out in the desert. So then today we kept searching, and that's when these guys got us the information, about 3 o'clock today? We know that this Robert guy took Chase out to the desert where Dylan is the day Dylan went missing.
The man Dylan's mother mentioned would turn out to be Robert Aviles. He had an
Because this Chase guy's like a bum. So this dude took him out there.
active arrest warrant and reportedly gave Chase Venstra a ride to Dylan's place on the day he disappeared. The family also suspected that Chase could be at Robert's house, so finding him became a priority in locating their prime suspect.
I'm not a trans!
And hopefully Dylan himself. Officers quickly moved to track down Robert Aviles, and their first stop was Robert's residence, where they came into contact with his mother.
Singing in danger.
I don't know who that would be.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
supposed
but
to
I
be-
have no idea.
He's supposed to be hanging out with a guy named Chase.
And Robert.
Okay, I don't know. Chase might have an idea, but my son's been homesick. And he's been in bed all day. And he's been home all night. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
So who's all in your house?
Is it a cover-up?
Nobody's in there right now?
No, my son is in his trailer
And where's that at?
in the backyard.
In the backyard?
Yeah.
Well,
What's happening?
we're just trying to find out.
And
who this kid
no
is.
one came home with him.
Nobody came home with him?
No,
Okay. Is Chase here?
no. I don't let Chase on my property after.
She just said, I don't know who that is. She just said,
Gotcha,
I don't know
bitch.
who that is. And you're going, Chase goes, oh yeah, I wouldn't let him on.
Gotcha,
okay.
bitch.
Come on, honey. Come on, you're not good. You're not good. You're not good. You're not about this life. You're not about this life. Come on now.
I found him inside my home when I wasn't home.
We were told that there's possibly
a kidnapping.
missing kid.
Oh, being here.
Here.
Yeah, no. You can feel free to look around
Hostage
if you
situation? Like he's not being...
No,
See, that's why we're here, ma'am. I'm not about a car.
Look around if you want to. But there's
Is that
no one
okay?
here
Would be
but my
okay.
son, and he's sleeping.
After speaking with Robert's mother, officers conducted a thorough search of the property, but found no sign of Dylan or Chase. But they soon located Robert inside his trailer, and he was quickly arrested and transported to the police station for questioning. When detectives placed Robert in the interrogation room, they expected resistance and lies, but instead, Robert didn't hold back.
So you said that Chase had taken guns from somebody. Did he admit to you, like, where he got his guns?
No, this is what I thought he got arrested for the first time. What he was in jail for when I came back. I asked Chase that. I was like, hey man, I heard you got arrested. He's like, nah, that's just all Montello gossip, blah, 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 right? So I'm kind of weary after giving him a ride. I tried to show one of my mom's friends, been out there in the community for a long time. He gave me his scenario. He thinks Chase did it too, okay? Now, I don't know the time frames because I'm not good with time like I told you guys. I did the best I could by contacting the store lady and asking her what day I gave Chase a ride. You know, because I didn't even know what day I gave Chase a ride. I didn't even know what day the kid came up missing. I didn't even know there was a kid missing until the Nevada police came knocking on our door wanting to search our residence. You know what I mean? And that's the truth.
Although Robert admitted giving Chase Venstra a ride, he couldn't provide any clear information on Chase's current whereabouts, and maintained his innocence throughout the rest of his interview. However, Robert made one thing clear. He believed Chase was involved, and might have even killed Dylan. The following night, something strange...
Bro, wait.
What? I'm confused. Why are we going
This
back?
is 600 days before he's found. All this shit's taking place.
Oh my god.
6-7. Why did the Rizzler have a glove in his pocket?
That too.
Why?
No.
Think about that. Let's continue.
The following night, something strange happened at Dylan's trailer in the Lucin Desert. It seemed someone had quietly returned and tampered with items inside. An officer was quickly sent out to photograph and document the scene, accompanied by Dylan's father, who'd share more details about the troubling discovery.
Okay. The shotgun is in a house in Rigby.
Okay.
That is my grandfather's that I bought, and he has a room up there, and that was the 40. It's not in here. We looked in his camper, didn't find it. No key fob for the truck, so when I broke the window, the alarm went off, we undid the battery. No key fob. We looked in his camper and all the cupboards and stuff, looked in the bathroom, nothing. My mother came here, she has real bad arthritis, my sister was here, we were all out searching. She used the bathroom, Dylan hadn't flushed it, just seeing here is really nasty. So my sister went in and cleaned it, still no gun. Later, my son and JD came in and the gun was sitting on a sink. It's outside of the bathroom, but right by the bathroom door where the toilet and the shower is the sink, but it's not in the bathroom. The gun was sitting right there with the clip outside of it.
Okay.
Sitting there. So my son and JD didn't think much of it. They grabbed the gun, put it in my truck. I didn't think much of it. Oh, they found the gun. I don't know. Then we started realizing that it wasn't there when my sister cleaned the bathroom for my mom to use and all that, and it was there.
This discovery was an alarming indication that someone was actively trying to cover up their involvement in Dylan's disappearance. But his father had one more thing to share. Something about an old confrontation with someone police hadn't yet fully considered in their investigation.
What was Chase's ties to out here?
I don't know about Chase.
Okay.
Hardly any, but the whole town knows him. But that whole town, it's a crazy place. They're just all like, they're all nutty for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that I know of that really were in contact with Dylan is I hear the Chase guy, I didn't know it. But Don and Jim. Jim was the guy the place you guys were at.
Okay.
Jim came out here and helped. Jim came to Rigby, where I live. I live in Rigby in Idaho Falls area. Dylan bought like 800 pigs or something from the Midwest when the pandemic hit, whatever, the corona. They brought them to my farm and I was pissed. And Jim was there and I unleashed on him, told him to get the hell out of here. He called Dylan and told him he's going to blow my head off. Dylan called me, he got all mad. So when I found out he was going to blow my head off, I had to go see. And he's walking down the lane of the farm with a big old pistol, and my dad calmed him down and calmed me down. Then he came back this winter to my shop to work on that seed truck.
Bro, they're like, this is just a different world, bro. This is a different fucking world, bro.
I'm trying to follow, but it's like, you notice something else too? Is all these men, there's no women. Like, all these men are just like milling about with each other, and there's like no women. Like, nobody has a wife or a girlfriend.
No, I think they're just in the crib.
They didn't show one. Okay. Other than Dylan's mom, did you see one woman? I mean,
so you're saying this is Brokeback Mountain?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm telling you that
you're saying Chase wanted to make sweet love.
I'm saying it looks very suspicious when you don't see chicks. That leads to a whole nother problem, by the way. I don't want to get into it.
Just but I walked in a room once and my friend was watching Brokeback Mountain. He shut it off quickly.
Like, that was in any way that's a reflection on him.
Quickly.
What is that? Like, why though?
Because, dude,
that's no reflection.
You can't just be alone watching Brokeback Mountain.
I mean, I watched it once.
You saw the whole thing?
I watched it with Mom.
I've never watched the entire thing.
It's a good movie. Love is love, man. It's love. Love is love. What are you gonna do? You love who you love. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
No, that's just. Well, but you watch it with your wife. I'm saying, I walked in the room. He watched it. And he quickly changed it.
I'm saying,
and he changed it to ESPN.
I'm saying, by you changing it, you're making it seem like there's nothing wrong watching a movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, but you can't even explain that to someone.
Well, I wouldn't be rushing to turn it off either. I mean, it is what it is.
Fine, everything was fine, and I realized it's Dylan's friend. I'm not going to worry about this, you know what I mean? I got to mentalize this out.
According to Dylan's father, there were no further escalations after his confrontation with Jim Brenner at the time. At this point, no one had any real reason to suspect Jim Brenner or Donald Hately. After all, They'd been actively helping the family, joining search and rescue efforts, and fully cooperating with police. However, the confrontation described by Dylan's father was serious enough for the officer to take note of it. After leaving the scene, he passed this information to detectives, prompting a deeper look into Jim Brenner's past, and what detectives uncovered wasn't entirely unexpected. A criminal past including convictions for aggravated assaults and multiple weapons charges, as well as a pre-existing federal active warrant for being a restricted person in possession of a firearm. Brenner's violent history and his close proximity to Dylan's farm were enough for detectives to flag him as a person of interest, alongside their primary suspect, Chase Venstra.
How is that guy just, like, walking around free?
The following day, officers moved quickly to serve Brenner's arrest warrant and bring him in for questioning. They soon spotted him casually heading back towards the grain shed with his close friend, Donald Haley.
What could I do for you guys?
Well, we just had a couple things we wanted to talk to you about. We're still trying to figure stuff out, you know, and just have you guys heard or seen anything these days? Anything new?
This trash over here. I know names, I know people, I know nobody seems to want to listen to me. They're the ones coming over stealing shit.
Are they?
Yeah. Chase Venstra and Robert Avilas.
You gotta be very leery of these people that want to help.
Michael Morris.
These are the people that
But
concern me.
everybody keeps saying,
You want to keep helping?
We need Frank Pullen. You need to bust kick freaking rat's nest over there. Oh, and people are going to start talking. That's the only way you're going to find out about Dylan.
There's a warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna let you know about it right now.
From Maryland?
So we're gonna pick you up, take you to jail with us.
Oh, God damn it.
So what I want you to do, I know before you untie anything, place your hands on your head for me. Interlock your fingers, okay?
Jim pointing fingers at Robert and...
Bro.
You see?
Dude, you thought you were going to run away and escape in Utah and they weren't going to find you? Mm-hmm. And you couldn't help yourself, bro. If you just didn't murder someone, maybe you'd get away with it.
Or maybe, hold on. Maybe if you kept your mouth shut and had a low profile. Instead, you're out there trying to assist the police, sending them on a fucking wild goose chase.
Understandable, given witness statements and allegations. But Jim's own criminal past and proximity...
Where's the bartender? I want a Moscow Mule.
...to Dylan made him equally suspicious. Detectives transported him to the police station, planning to use the unrelated warrant charges as an opportunity to question him further about Dylan. Though they didn't expect much new information from Jim, this routine questioning was about to lead to an unexpected breakthrough.
The warrant has been issued, and we're obligated by law. We found that, sir. I don't know if you realize this, but there's other bigger problems going on over there, and it's
Here to talk to you about that warrant. You just got brought in on that warrant.
okay.
We would like to talk to you about the other things that are going on out
We've got kids. I understand that fine. You know, I know them better than you do. I work for them.
there. That's why you're one of the reasons why you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Because I know you know him.
Dylan used to go in the bar and been bragging about how much money he's making. Dylan never carried money on him. Bought everything with credit card. But if he did have $1 in his wallet, he wouldn't give it up. And I think this is a strong arm robbery. Somebody thought they'd see this little 5'5" kid, and they think they figured, we're gonna get this guy. We're gonna rob this guy. We're gonna intimidate him. Dylan don't intimidate.
With the strong arm robbery, who do you believe did?
Chase and Robert Avilas.
Is there any reason anyone would say you did it?
If I did this, I'd be one sick son of a bitch.
Well, there's got to be somebody that's some sick son of a bitch somewhere. What about Don?
I've known Don for over 2 years, and Don's gone out of his way to help Dylan just like I have.
As expected, Jim Brenner's statements remained mostly consistent, and he appeared genuinely convinced Chase Venstra and Robert Avilas had something to do with Dylan's disappearance.
I don't think I would ever brag like I know somebody for 2 years. That doesn't seem like a long time.
If anything, that hurts your argument.
I mean, if you're like, oh my God, I'm not like I've literally told people I know this guy 30 years. Like that holds a little weight. I've known this guy 18 months. What?
I think once it's over 10 years, it holds weight.
What do you think the over-under is? You think it's 10 years?
I think...
What about 5?
No.
You don't feel good about 5?
No.
So if you're like, I know this guy 10 years, that holds a little weight.
10 years is like, all right.
If someone says, I know this guy a year, you're like, you don't even know him.
A year, you don't know someone.
You know, yeah. That's interesting. Definitely 8 to 9 years. Yeah. 5 to 10. 8 to 9. I mean, if somebody says 8 years, I can fuck with that a little. If somebody says 8 years, I know this guy 8 years.
Then I go, why just 8? That's too specific. I don't trust you.
So you think he's lying?
Yeah, like you gotta.
You think it's like 6? I never thought of that. That's interesting.
Los knows about holding weight. Yo, Muds.
But Brenner had more details to share. Details about Dylan himself and the dangerous individuals he was attracting.
Another one, Robert Lee, just did 10 years in prison for strong arm robbery. And lo and behold, about 3 weeks ago, a fellow from Salt Lake that bought 10 acres of land over in Montello, 2 guys went into his trailer, beat him up with a pistol, whipped him, robbed him, took his cell phone, and made it so his vehicle wouldn't run. He had to walk into town to call the police. There's a lot of shit going on in Montello. Is he the one that they talk about being pistol whipped with the butt of a gun? Is that the one? Is that somebody different? I think it's the same person.
Brenner would go on to mention several other people, mostly convicted criminals from the area who could have had strong motives to rob or even kill Dylan. Clearly, he wasn't...
This guy keeps using the term strong-arm robbery. I mean, I'm sure they are strong-arm robberies, but it's funny how he keeps mentioning that same term. Strong-arm.
Exactly narrowing things down for detectives, but at least he appeared fully cooperative. However, in just moments, Brenner would let something slip. Something that would unintentionally place him right at the center of the suspect pool.
Dylan, the shy kid. His world revolves around tractors, farming. I mean, he had a couple guns that his dad gave him, and he had a shotgun, and we found that's up in Rigby. But he always carried that in the back seat. And the pistol he had, they found that, and he was afraid to keep that loaded. He used to keep the gun in the console and keep a loaded magazine. And I told him, I said, Dylan, you either need to learn how to use that thing or put it somewhere. I said, that's going to get you killed. And it's a little late for that, but I was telling his dad that too.
Needless to say, Jim's choice of words
Why would you say it's a little late for that? In other words, he was shot with the gun. You killed him with his own gun. This guy's talking himself right into a fucking grave. This guy's talking himself right into a prison cell.
Wasn't ideal, and this wasn't the first time his statements had raised eyebrows, as he'd previously made a similar remark when Dylan first went missing, speaking about him as if he was already dead. Although several days had passed and the possibility of foul play was growing, detectives still found his comments odd. But with the rest of Brenner's interview yielding nothing new, investigators booked him into jail on his unrelated firearm possession warrant, giving them time to...
When they take you into prison, they take your shoes off, they take your laces and everything.
I guess, yeah.
This guy's sitting there in stocking feet. He just has his socks on. Okay, whatever.
Further investigate any possible involvement. Shortly after Jim Brenner was taken into custody, officers finally located Chase Venstra and arrested him on his unrelated warrant out of Montana. Detectives wasted no time bringing him in for questioning, but in this first interview, Chase flatly denied any involvement, insisting locals were spreading false rumors to frame him. With no hard evidence, investigators booked him into jail, but with a strategy in mind. They placed him in a cell directly above Jim Brenner, quietly hoping they would interact, and at one point, one of them might talk or slip up. Pretty quickly, this tactic paid off when Chase reached out to detectives for another interview, claiming he knew exactly what happened to Dylan and could solve the entire case.
I came to talk to you.
Cam's called you.
She actually didn't call me. Ross called me and said that you were looking to talk about Brenner. Was it Brenner and just the case, basically, right?
Yeah, they put me in there. I'm the cell above Brenner. I've got to talk to him. I've talked to other cellmates. I know a lot.
Okay.
I know a lot. I can put this thing to bed for you.
Well, I mean, honestly, to be straightforward with you, I can't do anything about the charges. Me myself, right? They got to be federal, right?
No, they're state.
Oh, I didn't even know that there were any. So
I want them charges dropped, and I'll solve this case for you.
All right. I'm not able to do it, so I just came to talk to you to see if you had something you wanted to tell me.
I've got everything to tell you, but when I'm out of these chains and in my clothes,
well, and that's what I'm saying. I can't make that kind of deal with you, so
that's
it's fine if you don't want to.
That's what I want.
That's fine.
I just want to be left alone. I want, like, we got an ultrasound on my new baby tomorrow. I want to go be there with her. This is her first baby. I'm applying for a job with the state out there.
I hope you get it.
I'm done with this thing. I've been dragged through the mud with this thing with Dylan. I know how it happened, where it happened, when. I know what was used, where it's at.
Okay.
You know what?
I put this whole thing to bed for you guys.
I totally believe this guy.
Okay.
And
I hate to.
I wish you could, but there's not anything I can offer you.
Yeah. I hate to be that way with you, but I've got to look out for me.
Unfortunately for detectives, their strategy backfired. Now Chase wanted to bargain his freedom in exchange for
information. This is smart as fuck. This is smart.
I know. No. Here's the thing, though. The guy's telling the truth. That's the thing.
You gotta believe him.
He's got the informazione, baby.
He's
got the informazione.
He's so confident with this shit.
He's like, get me out of here. I got the information. I can tell you where the kid is. I can tell you how he was killed. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Information he claimed to have. But investigators had little reason to trust Chase, and without an agreement to drop his gun charges, the interview ended without providing any new leads.
Jesus Christ.
On June 28th, exactly a month since Dylan went missing, police were called out after a witness reported finding something suspicious in the desert. A burial site with clear signs of something dead inside.
Bro, stay the fuck out of the desert. Stay out, because they'll kill you. They'll dig a hole and bury you, and they'll never find you in the desert. Stay the fuck out of the desert. Do yourself a favor.
Oh, I smell something.
I wonder what you smell.
It wasn't like this. This wasn't here either. Oh.
Okay, go ahead and step away.
There's something dead in there.
Yeah.
He killed it, poor baby. He killed it.
Yeah, so this is the only one that you found, huh? Okay.
It wasn't like...
Who's out in the desert finding like burial grounds, like graves, shallow graves? Who the fuck's out in the desert finding? How are you out there, lady? No, I'm being dead serious.
I mean, it looks like it's close to the campsite.
I mean, does it? Okay, all right. She's wandering around. Okay.
I think it's yesterday though.
Okay.
Somebody came and opened it. Yeah.
So how did it look like?
This was flat. So this was on top, and then there was another wood.
Hey man. So there is a grave, but there appears to be maybe 2 dogs, maybe 2 or 3 dogs.
Yeah, that's not human.
Yeah, 2 or 3 dogs inside. It looks like it's been here for some time.
What?
But the person, the RP is telling me that it didn't look like this yesterday. That somebody had come over and opened it up for some reason. I do have some footprints around this too.
The burial site contained dead dogs buried beneath. Not exactly what police were expecting, though it meant there still might be hope for Dylan. Just as the investigation began to settle back into a frustrating standstill, police received a call from someone they knew well. Jim Brenner's close friend, Donald Haitley. He'd been around since the early days of the search, helping the family and cooperating with officers, but now, weeks into the investigation, he wanted to speak with investigators, claiming he had important information to share, something he'd kept hidden ever since Dylan vanished. Detectives immediately arranged to meet with Donald, where they would finally uncover one of the first truly damning clues in the case.
Oh, I'll tell you something. Okay. I really don't think it has anything to do with anything. You guys found ammunition and stuff with Jim's. Yeah. And using white powder and fizzy mystic. Yeah. But he figured that would be a reason to poke you or some stick or say whatever. So he brought us black powder rifles over black powder. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where are those? I put one behind my bed. My bedroom, the other one's laid up in the corner next to the table on the couch. When did he bring him? After Dylan? Oh yeah, definitely after. Why? Basically safety. Who would have told? Oh, last time.
These guys all have like guns and machetes. They're just walking around with them. Jesus Christ.
You know, they had him in holding for over a year, and when he got out, everything he had was gone. Everything.
I can't ask you what's going through Jim's head at that time, but what's going through yours when he brings you his rifles and a 6-gun?
Honestly, it looked like he was scared that, you know, he was going to be detained for 6 months or a year and lose everything he had. He said, no, but he had no idea what happened to his horses last time. Okay. All his gun, everything he owned disappeared.
So why do you think he's going to get detained, or why does he think he's going to get detained for 6 months?
Just because he's a felon and he could be held.
Yeah. So he knows he's a felon, he knows he shouldn't have them, and so he...
Well, I don't know. According to him, a black powder primitive weapon is not considered a firearm. Now, if he'd brought me a firearm, I'd have said no.
Okay. So sometime after Dylan, do you remember how long after? I mean, it's only been 3 weeks now.
It seems like forever. I wish that kid had just come walking down the road starting to kick his butt.
I wish too. But the longer this goes, the less likely that looks.
Yeah.
Donald's admission couldn't have come at a worse time for Jim Brenner, although Donald explained that Jim hid keeping him in jail as the investigation continued. But detectives still lacked concrete evidence against anyone, and crucial DNA results from the bloody boots found near the shed were yet to return. It seemed like the case might stall for a while. Over a year would pass, with detectives quietly making progress, including crucial DNA results, but still no sign of Dylan himself, and no one held responsible. That is, until December 2023, when investigators got a call that would change everything. Jim Brenner's cellmate, who'd spent months locked up alongside him, claimed to know exactly what had happened to Dylan. Detectives quickly arranged an interview, expecting another bargaining scenario similar to Chase Venstra's. But what the cellmate would reveal instead was a chilling murder confession.
Mr. Brock, how are you doing, sir? Good, thank you. So they had said that you wanted us to come back, that you had more information? Yeah. Or did you have information before that you just didn't give us all of it? No, I didn't really have a whole lot of information then. Okay. I got plenty of information now. I got information that would probably help maybe even keep him cut the deal that he wants to cut the deal with. Okay. On his right hand, nobody has noticed, he's got a bite mark. Really? He got a bite from Dylan rounds. The 22 is what killed Dylan. Two shots. 22? Yeah, the 22. Did he tell you that? Yeah. The story tell you that?
like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Go through that.
He said it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. He was in there taking shit, and then he heard a diesel truck drive by the place he was staying in. And when he got out there, he had his 45, a gun that he put in a fold-over holster. And Dylan had picked it up off the sawhorses that he'd thrown his stuff all around, moved it up so he could put the truck in the
shed. Okay.
Yeah. And Dylan was holding the 45, and he said he got really pissed off at him and started yelling at him and telling him get the fuck out of there. And Dylan took the gun and fired it right beside his ear. That's why he can't hear out of his right side ear. And he said he grabbed for the gun and was fighting for it. He said they ended up on the ground, and Dylan ended up shooting himself in the leg with the 45. And then he said that while they were fighting, the gun got fired like 2 or 3 times. He said there's a bullet hole in the side of the building out there you can see. He said when you guys was out there talking to him and standing in the shed or something, standing out there, he said he was sitting there looking at it. And then he showed me a scar on his thumb too, where he had stuck his hand in the gun that was trying to keep Dylan from firing it again, but he was clicking it, and his whole right hand was damaged at one time.
Okay.
But the bite mark is evident, very seeable, and the body is somewhere right there close by. He said he's seen tire marks over it where you guys have been driving. Somebody's been driving on it.
Did he give you any indication of where? There's a lot of country out there.
Yeah, he said it's in the high desert.
Did he say that it was close to where he killed him?
Yeah, it's close. It's close somewhere there.
Where he killed him?
He gave like a 25-mile circumference.
Oh, quite a ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so he heard Dylan drive by in his truck. Dylan had backed the truck into the grain shed.
No, he said the truck was still parked out.
So it wasn't backed in yet?
Yeah, no, it wasn't backed in. And that's when they had the fight. They had the fight and they were going on in there. He said that the round on the gun got turned. He said he heard it turn.
Like it was a revolver?
Yeah, it was a revolver. He said he got to the chance where Dylan had let quit biting him on his wrist. He had latched onto him, and he said he got up and he took off out, and that's when he got to 22. Dylan told him to bring his ass back in there or he was going to shoot the horse. The horse was standing outside.
Into the grain shed?
There's a horse?
Yeah.
There's a horse involved?
The horse was standing out there eating grain out of the back of the truck.
And then, from what you're saying, did he run back to the trailer and get the 22?
He said it was behind the bags, some grain bags. He said he took 3 shots at him and they're all headshots. He said one of them grazed Dylan on the side of the face. He pointed just like this to the side of his face, so it could have been red. I couldn't tell you if it was right side or left side. But then he said 2 more shots. He shot Dylan in the head.
And that killed him?
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
Then he said he burned all his clothes. He said after he took care of everything, he burned all the clothes.
The revelations from Brenner's cellmate were chilling, to say the least. According to him, the argument that ended Dylan's life stemmed from Brenner being irritated with Dylan for repeatedly using the shed he considered his own workspace. After killing Dylan, Brenner attempted to cover up his crime by loading Dylan's body onto a backhoe, burying him deep in a remote stretch of the desert nearby. He then concealed the guns at Donald Hately's place and discarded Dylan's phone in a nearby pond, unaware it had recorded a damning, irrefutable proof of his crime. In addition to this confession, detectives turned back to the bloody boot DNA evidence they received a few months earlier. The state lab report confirms the blood belonged to Dylan, but they also found touch DNA matching Jim Brenner on the boots. Using this evidence, investigators then secured a search warrant for Brenner's phone, and by analyzing its data, they confirmed his device had traveled toward a nearby pond the day Dylan vanished. After searching the pond, they retrieved Dylan's phone containing crucial evidence. A video clearly showing Jim Brenner in a blood-stained shirt cleaning a gun. At this point, there was no longer any doubt. Jim Brenner killed Dylan Rounds and had been hiding in plain sight all along.
Why would he have that? Why would you film that? That wasn't even your fault.
Despite the overwhelming evidence, Brenner still sought to negotiate. Prosecutors were preparing for an aggravated murder trial, but still lacked Dylan's body, so Brenner offered prosecutors a deal. He would reveal the location of Dylan's body in exchange for reduced charges. In spring of 2024, Brenner guided law enforcement to Dylan's remains in the Lucerne Desert. The burial site was several miles from the Green Shed property and was so well hidden that investigators had driven over the spot during earlier searches without noticing it. Wow. Inside the grave, they located Dylan's...
This guy would have got away with this shit if he didn't tell everyone.
Why are you telling people, dude?
Like,
I think a lot of these guys, like, they feel the need to be like, I want to get some, like, recognition for this.
Yeah.
And, like,
but
so,
you give the details.
But dude, he told his roommate, the cellmate, everything.
Little remains. Only bones and fragments of his clothing survived. On May 15th that same year, Brenner pled guilty to second-degree murder and 2 counts of firearm possession in exchange for dropping charges of desecrating remains and an unrelated aggravated assault case. On July 1st, Brenner was sentenced to 1 to 15 years for second-degree murder and 2 additional 1 to 15-year sentences for the firearms charges.
That's it?
I mean, they put him away. That's it. Why do you only get 15? Oh no, I think maybe they were like consecutive. Like 15, 15, 15.
1 to 15 for each of those. Wow.
There was 3 of them.
He's out now?
The thing is, that's not true. That's not true.